Namaste, friends. Continuing with the idea that meditation is a lot like gardening. So it's all about, providing that right condition, and then the flower is going to bloom at its own pace and at its own time. Today, we're going to be focusing on the best versus worst posture for meditation. And I'll also be demonstrating to you how to sit in such a way that is going to use the least amount of energy to find that perfect alignment so the energy is able to flow in its optimal level according to its own intelligence. And this method to sit also is going to minimize any tension from building up in your physical body, because any tension that builds up, it's just going to draw your attention away from your practice. Contrary to what many people think, our posture actually does affect our practice. Now, when I first started meditating, this was about 4 to 5 years ago, in late 2015, I didn't think that the posture actually mattered, because I was also told by one or two teachers that it really doesn't matter, and a few other meditator friends also said that the posture doesn't really affect our practice. But after a couple of years of practice, I have developed some sensitivity to energy, so I'm able to feel the energy flow in my body, and I noticed that in different posture the energy flows differently, and it also affects the meditative state during the practice. And I also noticed that sometimes the body would actually move on its own so that it comes into that perfect alignment where my spine is in the best position for the energy to flow from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of my head. So I noticed that the posture actually plays an important role in the practice. I can understand, however, why some people said that the posture doesn't really matter. I think it comes down to the purpose of our practice. So if the purpose is to develop some mental focus, where you're developing focus awareness, then I would say that maybe the posture doesn't really matter, because it's more about that mental activity, right? Like a mental practice. But if your purpose of meditating is to connect with yourself, to expand your consciousness, to balance your energy body, or for spiritual awakening, then the posture really does matter. So yeah, I'll be sharing with you various postures and how they affect our practice. And I will also be revealing a secret Himalayan Yogi tip that is going to help us prevent energy leakages. So I'm really excited about this video, and let's begin. So the best posture for meditation is the upright sitting cross-leg position. It's important to understand that the spine should always be straight. Now, when I say spine straight, I'm actually referring to the natural curvature of the spine. Because when we meditate, energy is naturally flowing in an upward direction from the base of our spine to the crown of our head. It's very important to keep the spine erect throughout your meditation. A slight hunch can really interrupt this flow.
Also, along my spiritual journey, several meditation masters also advise to never allow our spine to touch any surface during meditation, as the energy that you've been building up will just flow out and into the object. So whether it is the back of your chair or the wall, make sure there's always a gap. Of course, if you really can't sit without your back resting against a support, then this secret tip passed down by a Himalayan yogi will be helpful. So he mentioned that a 100% natural wool scarf or material will serve as an insulator to prevent any energy leakages into the surface in contact with your spine. So you can place it between the wall and your back, and you should definitely sit on this material too to insulate the base of your spine from the surface of the ground or even your cushion. However, with that said, it is still better to keep your spine free, because when the energy starts flowing, sometimes your body and spine may start moving by itself to remove any blockages along your spine. Okay, so this could be in your chakras or in your nadis. When this happens, just surrender to the intelligence of the body and allow it to move freely. The spine might even straighten by itself and keep it locked in position like a solid rod. This is a good sign that tremendous energy is flowing upwards. So that is why it's so important to keep the spine free. If you find it challenging to sit in a cross-legged position, the next best option is to sit on a chair. But if you can, keep the gap between the backrest of the chair and your spine. And make sure that your feet is touching the ground for optimal energy flow. And if you really need to rest your back, place a 100% natural wool scarf between your spine and the surface of the chair. But why is the cross-leg position favorable over this posture? Well, it's because when the legs are crossed, we are locking the energy from flowing outwards towards our feet, which is against the direction towards the spine. So this way, we will have more energy to navigate up to our spine. Now, if sitting is not possible and your back is just hurting too much, you can also just lie down. This is not as favorable because the spine is not upright for the optimal flow of energy, but it is still better than not meditating at all. However, as the body is in a sleeping posture, your brain will start recognizing it as time to sleep, and you may start to get sleepy. So to prevent ourselves from falling asleep, just keep one arm up, but with the elbow resting on the ground, creating a 90-degree angle at your elbow, and flop your hand forward, creating another 90-degree angle at your wrist. Make sure you are absolutely comfortable in this posture. So the idea is when you're about to fall asleep, your arm will just fall first, waking you up before you even have the chance to sleep. Now, the worst posture for meditation is when your back is hunched. And to be honest, this can happen naturally quite often as well during meditation as we get more and more relaxed. So it's very important to keep checking if your back is straight. Many yogis, Buddhist monks, and Zen monks train to sit with their spine straight for countless hours because they really recognize how important this is. When the back is hunched, the energy is not able to flow effortlessly in accordance to its own intelligence. So to summarize, here are the best and worst postures for meditation. But remember, as always, Everything is a matter of perspective, and it's still much better to meditate in the worst posture than to not meditate at all. So just do your best, and if you find it challenging to sit, then the yoga asana practices, particularly the hip opening sequences, will be helpful to prepare your physical body for that. After all, it is designed to prepare yogis for meditation. Now, let's see, how do we sit in a way that uses the least amount of energy, that will reduce tension from building up in the physical body, so we can really optimize the energy flow for our meditation. First, it's always best to have a cushion to sit on, as this will elevate your spine, making it easier to sit upright in a comfortable manner, which will allow you to sit for a longer period of time. Now, depending on how tight or flexible your hips are, you may need additional cushions like these ones to support your knees. Now that we have everything we need, enter your meditation space with an open mind and be as present as you can. Begin by sitting on the cushion in a comfortable cross-legged position. Make sure that your heels are aligned to your pubic bone. If your knees are off the ground, this can create tension in your hips, so grab that extra pillow and place it underneath your knee so that it is fully supported. This will minimize tension from building up that will eventually distract you from your practice. Now, once you're ready, here are the steps. First, lengthen your spine. Next, pivot forward, supporting your entire weight on your fingertips. Then, look forward to align your spine, close your eyes, and begin to walk your hands backwards slowly, feeling your way to find the perfect angle in which you are using the least amount of energy to sit upright. To find this point of balance, keep moving forward and backwards, slowly closing in the gap until you find the perfect alignment where it feels natural and effortless to keep your spine straight. Just take your time, tuning in, sensing, and once you've found it, mindfully place your hands above your knees with the palms facing up and maintain this alignment throughout your practice. Now, one more time from the side view. First, lengthen your spine. Next, pivot forward. Support your entire weight on your fingertips. Look forward, close your eyes, and begin to walk your hands backwards, slowly feeling your way to find the perfect angle in which you're using the least amount of effort to sit upright. And again, to find this point of balance, you need to keep moving forward and backwards, slowly closing in the gap until you find that perfect alignment where it feels natural and effortless to keep your spine straight. Something inside you is going to say, yes, this is the posture. And once you've found it, mindfully place your hands above your knees with the palms facing up. Maintain this alignment throughout your practice. This posture uses the least amount of energy to sit upright. The pillows will also minimize tension from building up, thus reducing physical distractions from your practice. And the most important thing is that perfect spinal alignment will allow the optimal energy flow, bringing you into a deeper meditative state. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. Namaste.